Hi everyone, this is coming to you from Education for All. We continue to solve problems under trigonometry and modeling, and then is that going to be our last? No. We've got one more thing to look at, that is double angle formulae. Double angle formulae, then double angle formulae. Then we'll still got some topics more. For you A-level students, this is the book I'm using, EdExcel. It's EdExcel, Pure Mathematics, Year 2. So you A-level students, if you want to know where these problems are coming from, I'm mostly using this book, EdExcel. Yeah? Thank you. So let's see what we have here. We are given that using the cosine of theta plus alpha is equivalent to cos of theta times the cosine of alpha minus the sine of theta times the sine of alpha, or otherwise. That is, this is the angle addition formula, what they have just given us here. So if you know other ones, that's what otherwise. Show that the cosine of 105 degrees is equals to the square root of 2 minus square root of 6 divided by 4. That is the first part of the question. The second part of the question says, hence or otherwise, show that secant, what it means, the secant of 105 degrees is equals to minus the root of a, all brackets, 1 plus the root of b, where a and b are constant to be found. So they want you to give the values of I and b. So let's start with the first part, which is straightforward. First part is straightforward. They have given us the formula to use already. This is the formula to use, and they say show that the cosine of 105 degrees which pen was I using? The cosine of 105 degrees, we are looking at A solution. Cosine of 105 degrees. So what we are looking at here, this is the angle addition formula. You have theta plus alpha, right? So what we have now here, inside this theta plus alpha, we have 105 degrees. So how do we break down this 105 degrees into theta and alpha using this angle addition formula? What you need to know on our trigonometry identities, you are very much familiar with sine 30 cos 30 tangent of 30 degrees. Yeah? And also sine of 60 degrees, cosine of 60 degrees, tangent of 60 degrees. And then you have sine of 45 degrees, cosine of 45 degrees, tangent of 45 degrees. You are familiar with these identities: 30, 45, 60, of course 90. We'll leave that one. So whenever you are given something like this, always try to break down this number here into these numbers you have here. Try to break it down to bring it here, what will fit. Now you have 105. Which one do you combine here to get 105? Now you know there is 5 degrees, so automatically you know 45 is involved. Because 5 here, so now you know 45 is involved. So 45 plus what gives you 105 degrees? You know it's 45 plus 60 degrees. So this cosine now becomes the cosine of 45 plus 60. This is degrees, degrees. Because when you add it to, you got 105 degrees. Because easily, you know the values of this. These ones, you know the values, what they mean. You know them. Right? So this now becomes your theta, and this becomes your alpha. Now the problem is solved. Just to find what cos 45 is, cos 60 is, sine 45, sine 60. That's all you need to find. Then the question is solved. So how do you find this? How? You already know how to do them. I don't want to go into that because the previous video, one of my videos, the first one this morning, is already given there. So you know, we are looking at 45 and 60. Sine 45 is 1 over root 2. Sine 45 is 1 all over root 2. And cos 45 is the same, 1 all over root 2. Tan 45 is 1. You know this. And sine 60 is root 2 all over 3. Sine 60 is root 2, should be root 3 all over 2. Root 3 all over 2. And cos 60 is 1/2. So what is tan 60? We are not using tan there, so let's forget about that. We are using sine 60, which is root 3 over 2, and cos 60 is 1/2. So this is what you have. Now the problem is solved. Everything is here. We just need to make sure, because we are to show that this will give us this. Now let's go again. Let's go back to the problem. You now have this. What you now have cos of 45 plus 60 degrees. And this gives you cos theta. This gives you cosine of 45 degrees, cosine of 60 degrees, minus the sine of 45 degrees, the cosine of 45, sine of 60 degrees. This is what you have. Now we know what cos 45 is. We know what cos 60 is. We know what sine 45 is. We know what sine 60 is. I've done this on my first video. These angles, these numbers, how to find them. So that's why I just copy them this time. This is video number 3. So if you watch video number 1, I derived these ones from the triangles. I drew the triangles, extract all these ones from the triangles. Okay? Correct. So, what is cos 45? We know cos 45 is 1 over root 2. And what is cos 60? Cos 60 is 1/2. Then you have your minus. What is sine 45? Sine 45. Okay, call Rabaha. Is 1 all over root 2, and sine 60, okay, wait for me, is 1/2. So when you just break this one, you will get this. Now, when you have something like this, you rationalize. Let's take this 1/2 out first. So you have 1/2, you have 1 all over root 2 minus 1 all over root 2. Yeah? You have your root 2, root 2. So if you rationalize your denominators, you get 1/2. This one will give you root 2 all over 2 again, minus what? Something gone wrong. Something gone wrong somewhere. Root 2 minus sine 60. Sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Yeah. Sine 60, sine 45. This should be root 3 all over 2. I'm calling mommy. Root 3 over 2. Yeah, so let's make this again. So now, still let's take our 1/2. You have 1/2, 1/2. Let's take it out. So what you have now, 1 all over root 2 minus root 3 all over root 2. Correct. So rationalize the denominators. When you have a sword in the denominator, you always rationalize. So how do you rationalize that one? You still have our 1/2 here, bracket. So now this one will become root 2 all over 2 minus 2 root 3 all over 2. After you finish to rationalize, this is what you get. So again, we'll have 2's here. We'll take them out. Sorry. This boy is now giving me some issues. Let me cut place here. You have your root 3 is there. When you rationalize you rationalize this root 2. So this is going to give you root 2 times 2 root 2. Yeah? You don't get 2. Root 2 all over 2. When you rationalize this root 2, you get root 2 all over 2. And this one is still there. Root 2 all over 2. This boy don't cause me trouble here. Go and wait. Yeah? You now have... Let's go back to this problem. Up to here, we are fine. This is root 2, 1 over root 2 times 1/2 cos 60. This is 1 over root 2 sine 60 is this, correct? So before we do anything, let's rationalize here. If you rationalize this one, this is going to give you 2 all over root 2 times 1/2. Minus, you rationalize this one again, you're going to get 2 root 2 all over 2 times root 3 all over 2. What is sine 60? Yeah? Yeah, that's fine now. So you have 2 here, So now you have, this problem now becomes, wait for me, I'm coming, root 2 all over 4 minus 2, root 2 times root 3. This becomes root 6 all over 4. So the problem now becomes root 2 minus root 6 all over 4. I think, yeah. So now it's proven. Yeah? Now it's proven. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.